What's up, everybody? We're going to do something way different today. We're going to be actually reacting to the Warcraft Rumble update video. And we have some crazy cool information to share, and I'm just going to get it out of the way. The game goes live November 3rd. That's right, global launch, live November 3rd, which means some of the countries that are locked out right now, I'm in Canada, so I'm part of soft launch. I've been playing it a long time, love the game, excited to see what they're going to talk about. Maybe they'll be able to explain it in such a way that I won't have to make a video explaining it if they're very concise. That'd be great. But some of you countries will get there before November 3rd. That's just the way the rollout goes. So keep an eye out for that. And when we start seeing, especially when the United States gets pushed past the soft launch, we're definitely going to make sure we put a ping out in the Discord on that. But if you are a Marvel Strike Force fan, you're going to want to play this game. It's a lot of fun. Let's check out what they got going on. Right away, just the amount of effort they put in the animations, you can tell that they're invested in this game.
I'm Justine. I'm joined by my friends.
Hi, I'm Alora.
Hey there, Jeremy.
It's been a while since we last spoke. We've been hard at work
Are these developers or personalities?
at improving this game and adding a whole bunch of new
I
stuff.
like that they're set.
Including dungeons and new ways to interact with the campaign, which has been expanded even further, that we're really excited to talk about
Yeah, I fought Anixia. I got destroyed.
today.
Ding, ding, dingy, ding, ding. Just gonna go from the top.
Jeremy, can you tell me what Warcraft Rumble is?
Absolutely. It's a action strategy game that takes place in the basement of the Hearthstone Tavern. And down there's this mystical arcade machine that's been created by the gnomes of Azeroth. And inside of that arcade machine, it prints out miniature figurines of the heroes and villains of Warcraft. And then those figurines are brought up to the playing board, and then a player can then grab them, drop them on the playfield, and then they get invigorated with this arc-light energy that brings them to life. And then
I missed all of this, apparently, when I started playing the game. I didn't even know there was any sort of lore. Like, that's just a cute little thing, right? It's in the bottom of the hearse. Like, it's a cute little thing. I had no idea that was a thing they were going with. Cool, I guess. Maybe if the other mobile games or other, one-off games they have, they'll be set in that Hearthstone Inn. I don't know. That's kind of cool. I love the animations for it. Like, the cinematic they made.
And once they've all come alive, they're marching down the field, trying to take over towers, and eventually trying to get to a boss. And each of our bosses in Warcraft Rumble has a different mechanic associated with it.
That's what I love about this game. Okay, so there's 75 levels in the main campaign. Every single boss has a different, what they do. The enemies that they spawn, the minis they use is different. All the maps, they're all unique. So 75 unique levels, but once you beat those levels, it then unlocks. They get different, more powerful abilities, and you have to beat it once with every faction. I think they'll probably go into it.
With it. So you may be doing something like dodging a stick of dynamite or trying to avoid a frozen hurricane. But either way, it's fast and frenetic action all over the place. It's really
It's really
fun.
pretty.
You could be going from dodging dynamite to dodging a dino's might.
I got stuck on this level for a long time. I had to grind my minis, and then I realized that if you throw a safe pilot behind the dinosaur, like way behind the dinosaur, they won't get tail swiped, and you'll peg the dinosaur down over time. We'll have a video on that one because that level, I believe that's level 50, and once you beat that level, that's when you unlock the heroic campaign, where you get a bunch of gold from it. All right.
You also may have noticed here that we've been saying Warcraft Rumble and not Warcraft Arclight Rumble, and that's for a reason. We've actually ended up changing the name. Turns out that Warcraft Arclight Rumble was a bit of a mouthful.
Smaller name, but big action.
I like the name. I had no idea it used to be called Warcraft Arclight Rumble. I guess I'm late to the party. I don't think a name matters, but I agree that it's kind of a mouthful otherwise.
In Warcraft Rumble, we have this concept of families, which are pretty integral to a mini's identity. These families include Alliance, Horde, Undead, Blackrock, and Beast.
I was like, what's she talking about? But no, I call it factions. They call it families. Okay.
Each of the 5 families actually also has leaders associated with it as well, and those leaders are basically like deck archetypes in Warcraft Rumble.
While it still is a massive
Guys, when you play this game and you get to pick your first leader, do not pick a Blackrock leader and do not pick a Beast leader. All the others are kind of okay. I would actually argue the Undead. I would say go Alliance or Horde. Those are the leaders you want to pick from. Those are the good ones. I would even say Maiev, Shadow Song, don't take her. So, okay, here we go. Hot take. Jaina, Tyrion, I don't know if Sneed's even available, but Kane and Garmash, those are the leaders that you should pick from for your first character, for your first leader. You unlock them all very, very quickly, but for the first one, I think one of those Alliance or Horde leaders is best.
Overarching experience spanning both continents, we've managed to add more zones to it and more experiences for players to enjoy.
We've recently just added Hinterlands and Darkshore, and there's some really
That's
fun
from the current
bosses
dungeon.
there.
That
Some of
dungeon's
my
tough.
personal favorites, Gramungus, who actually takes a giant boulder and rolls it down the lane and crushes all the minis in each of the lanes. In doing so,
Just you saying Gramungus makes me happy.
I hate that level. I actively hate that level because the second you get a tower, he throws a rock down there and it immediately recaptures the tower, and you're just like, oh, well, that was a good fought tower that I just secured, and they take it right back. But okay,
I mean, it's nothing.
Gramungus.
It's what he is. He's Gramungus.
yeah, he's pretty Gramungus.
That's like a really good name for a firstborn child, I think.
I'm glad they're having fun. Yeah, it's cool, and I don't know if they're developers or they may be community managers. I'm not sure, but I'm glad they're having fun.
That's great.
Once you've beaten the Warcraft Rumble campaign, that's not actually the end of it. Once you've overcome that challenge, we're going to present to you a brand new challenge on top of that, the Heroic campaign. And this is an opportunity for you to go back and play those levels again, but this
So a little correction, and maybe it was soft launch only. Maybe they're changing it. You don't have to beat all 75 levels to unlock the Heroic campaign. You just got to beat 50 of them. Once you have 50 of the red sigils, it unlocks.
time with an increased level of challenge. And once you've overcome the Heroic campaign, you'll actually gain access to some awesome rewards. So it's well worth doing.
Yeah, okay, so to what she was just talking about, when you're doing the, I guess they're calling it Heroic campaign, I called it the faction part. Once you beat each stage in a zone, there's 5 stages per zone. Each stage you beat, all 5, they're calling it families. Let me use their terminology. So in this Heroic campaign, you have to beat each stage with one leader of each family. So you got to beat it 5 times, one with each family, a family leader. You get 300 gold. You get a red sigil. Those red sigils, they kind of act as like achievement points. You get free rewards, which you hit, I think it's every 3 or 4. And then it unlocks like special offers when you hit certain things too. We'll have those offers laid out so people know ahead of time. But that 300 gold, that's the premium currency in the game. And that's going to be like how you upgrade the star level on your minis. That's how you can get extra experience on them. You could get their talents. It all revolves around that gold premium currency. But you also get that gold premium currency from the Arc-like surges, which I'm sure they're going to get into.
If you are looking for a different gameplay experience, Arclight Surge is able to flip the script a little bit on each of those maps that you may have already been familiar with. You can go into a map and all of a sudden your flying units are now 30% faster. But also the enemy's flying units are 30% faster. And how does that change up the gameplay of the game?
Look forward to getting destroyed in dungeon.
Okay, they didn't talk about the Arc-like surges, I think, enough. I really like the Arc-like surges. They do 2 at the same time. I think it's every Thursday and every Sunday, maybe? And they last 3 days, I think. Don't quote me on that. The one that we just had recently was that you gain 3 times the amount of gold generation. So what I did is I threw my Maev on with Unbound deck. You may not understand what I'm trying to say, but basically Unbound deck is I can place the mini anywhere on the map. It doesn't need to be in one of the starting zones. And I would just dive bomb the boss. I beat the 5 levels within 4 minutes. But then, so there's always one like that that's fun. And then there's one that really sucks, where it's like instead of you getting to pick the deck, you have to use a Beast Alliance deck that they've made for you. So it doesn't have whatever leader you have. Now, they normalize the levels, so you're never going to fail that. You're still going to get all the gold you get from that Arc-Light, which, by the way, it's 300 gold per zone, so it's 600 premium currency you get every week just for playing the game. Minimum. And I hate that one, but it's fun. It makes you kind of experiment with the other families and their characters and get a little bit better with them, I suppose, so it's not bad.
Dungeons are these 3-round gauntlets that you can hop into every week. And what you do is you'll play through these different rounds of dungeons, and as you clear these rounds, you'll be able to pick a relic. And what this relic will do is it'll add a new dynamic to your armor. That way.
So the relic thing they're talking about, you can extrapolate that to the exact same they just said about surges. So like in this surge, you gain 3 times gold. Well, it's going to be like for the remainder of this dungeon, for each level you're going to do, there's 3 levels per dungeon. X characters get Y buff kind of thing, or when you do this, this happens. It's stuff like that. It's cool. It definitely adds a customization onto your dungeon experience, though it'll always be the same 3 maps with the same 3 bosses in that order. But it's a really fun experience, and this is a really important mechanic in leveling your leader and that leader's decks up, because it's a permanent buff. Every single time you beat the dungeon will increase by difficulty a factor of 1, so all the enemies in it will level up by 1. But at the end of that dungeon, you get to put 1 upgrade on your deck or your leader, which will put whatever piece you put into that slot in your deck, if it has the right trait, maybe they're going to go through that, it'll give that mini a level up. And levels are very easy to come by early in the game, but once you hit like level 13, 14, it requires a lot of grinding. So dungeons bypass that. They get you kind of a free level on the way, and it really helps you like carve through the rest of the campaign, which gets rewards and helps you carve through the family, the heroic campaign, get a lot of gold, and really push the envelope without having to do way too much grinding right out the gate. All right, let's continue.
Kind of no 2 dungeon rounds are necessarily the same, but you'll have like new challenges and new ways that you can kind of apply to your army.
I've never done that dungeon.
We've also added a new dungeon. We're introducing Nomuragon.
We're not dungeon yet.
Ah.
You've got Mechgineer Thermoplug, who's a leper gnome sitting inside of a giant mech
That's an
suit.
easy dungeon.
We've also got Crowd Pummeler 960, who's one of my personal favorites in Nomuragon, because he's one of the first bosses that is actually a real big knockback boss. And so he'll do like a 360 spin with his giant kind of boxing gloves and knock all your characters away from him. What if you want to pummel your friends in Warcraft Rumble? We have an awesome PvP mode that is actually really kind of comprised of 3 different pieces. So you've got your map, your tower type, and the final one is mode. Mode basically determines kind of what the affix is for the map. Are your units faster, slower? Do all units start stealthed? There's a lot of different modes that you can kind of play in the games, and it keeps the gameplay fresh because it doesn't focus on a single character meta.
Full stop. They have a huge body problem in PvP right now. I think they are letting it run because it's causing for shorter cooldowns or shorter wait times when a live person goes to do a match. But it's basically it's bots that are dropping unbound characters on you. But since they're bots, they're way over leveled because they're running 24/7. Hopefully they have that magic button ready when the game goes live. Nuke the bots. Otherwise, when you get to like the silver bracket, it's a horrible experience, an absolute horrible. Because before silver, everything's level 1, so it doesn't matter. As soon as you get to silver, the levels become crunched by a factor of 3. But let's say your minis are level 6. Okay, well your characters will be level 2. But let's say your opponent's minis are level 18. Well, they're going to be level 6. That 4 level difference is the difference between like them throwing 3 unbound units at your tower and your tower instantly exploding and you losing and being dropped back down. And that not happening. So there's a huge botting issue right now.
So all of these ways that you can play, not only do they go towards improving your own army, if you're in a guild, you can also contribute through something called War Chest.
And this is why it's a problem, because we do have these chests, and you may not, as an alliance, especially a newer alliance, be able to finish this, because the main portion, like the main way you attribute to this for your and your guild, I said alliance, right? It's from a different mobile game. For you and your guild, the main way you contribute to this is by doing PvP and by winning in PvP. Well, if you're trying to use your undead deck and you're a new player and like 9 out of 10 matches you get paired with a bot who just dive bombs your base and you instantly lose, then you can't really do what you need to do to contribute to this. I really hope they have that nuke the bot button ready.
All of the battles that you do contribute towards a bigger pot for everyone in your guild. Oh, we should talk about Old Murkai. If you ever fought him in Westfall, you might have been like, man, this guy's a real pain. Well, now you can be that pain.
Old Murkai's got a passive ability called March of the Murlocs that allows every time you spawn Old Murkai, 2 Murlocs will also spawn at your base and start marching up the lanes towards the boss. So it really incentivizes you wanting to play Old Murkai over and over and over again so that you have a literal wave of Murlocs.
Don't pick a beast leader for your first leader. Don't pick Old Murkai, okay? Garbage.
Crushing your enemies. It's really fun to just see how many of those little juicy guys you can get out there on the field.
and then they get immediately annihilated by one person placing one whelpling egg, and your entire army's dead, and you have nothing to do because old Merc guy is super squishy. All right, don't do it. All right, it's the meme. It's a meme. Okay, cool. It's a meme, but don't give bad advice. Don't go hard on old Merc guy. Okay.
We haven't talked about talents.
Talents are a way to just like change up how the gameplay of your individual units works. In the past beta, we've only had a certain subset of talents, but recently we've been adding so many more to the game, to the point where now all 65 plus of our collectible characters actually have 3 talents apiece. And those talents do something to basically augment the gameplay experience of using those characters. Justine, do you have a favorite talent?
I am a huge fan of Angry Chicken Sacrifice.
All hail Snacrifice.
Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Thank you so much for.
All right, hold up. So what they left out on talents is that you can only get 1 talent per, I'm going to call it star level on a mini unique. You get the star level. Here, let me show you. Let me go into game here and I'll show you. Warcraft Rumble. Here we go. We're loading in right now. 1 second. So you get the star level by upgrading their pieces a certain amount of time. So right here, you see how my Bane at the bottom middle of the screen there, I'm at 4 out of 10 stars. Well, it starts with 3 stars. So I started with 0 out of 3 stars. I bought it 3 times, which is 360 gold. That is a premium currency. You can buy that with money, or you can get it free to play over time. And then it goes up to 10. And then when you have it up to 10, which is the blue evolution, then it costs 25. I can show you what that looks like too. Okay, so my safeguard, she is a blue evolution. You see how she needs 0 out of 25. To put this into perspective, I think we mapped it out monetarily. If you were able to buy just a mini piece, not one of the leaders, but just a mini piece that costs 90, all the way up to what I assume is purple evolution, purple star level, I don't know what we're going to call it, then that would cost you $70 per mini. If you are not a mobile gamer player and you're watching this, you probably just cringed so hard because it's the price of a AAA game. If you are a player who's done a lot of games in the mobile industry, you know that like $70 is almost the base cost to unlock a character, not to have the max version of the character. Why did I bring this up? Well, I brought this up because of talents. So you can only have 1 talent on per evolution, per star level of the character. So I was able to get the gnomish cloaking device when I got the safe pilot to green. I then got the coming in hot when I got it to blue, and I'll get the next one of her, which is the gnomish muttonizer. I'll get that when I get her to purple, whenever that may be, probably a long time from now. But you only get to use 1 talent at a time. It's not like if you have her at the purple evolution, you can use all 3 talents. You can only use 1. This kind of adds to like the creativity, in my opinion. So like not all safe pilots are going to be the same. If you face someone in PvP, they may have a different talent than you. And I think that is an interesting way to go about the game. All right, let's continue on with this.
For your patience while we continue to cook, while we continue to craft this bun that is still in the oven. The bun needs time. It is rising. It is growing. We are eagerly watching it. Pressed up against the oven glass.
It's a fun game.
So thank you so much for your patience for this. We really want to release it when it's ready. We want to make sure that this is an experience that you will enjoy, and it's a quality experience as well.
Okay.
That's about all that we have for today. If you're looking forward to rumbling with us, the game is ready for pre-registration, so be sure to stay tuned for more information.
Well, here's some more information. Comes out on the 3rd. Safe pilots are really good characters.
See you soon.
Okay, pre-register, you get some free goodies. But guys, it is now going live globally November 3rd. That's when BlizzCon is going to happen. I really hope the Blizzard community doesn't shit on this game simply because it's mobile. I hope they give it a chance. I've been playing it free to play for a while, and I've been playing it as a spender on 2 different accounts. I'm really enjoying the game. If you give it a chance, it's so much fun. You don't have to give it a chance. If you just try it once, you're going to get hooked. If you like tower defense, if you like Warcraft lore, you're going to like it. I'm excited. I'm going to be covering this game daily, try and make new teams for it. We'll go through all the nodes. We'll break down the arc scourges when they happen. We'll break down dungeons. We'll go through PvP teams. There's a raid feature they haven't really established yet. There's probably going to be like world bosses. There's going to be all kinds of things. You gotta remember, let's go back in game for a second, just so we could take just a scope at the size of this game. This is the base continents in World of Warcraft. There's no Outland here yet. There's no Northrend. There's no Pandara. There's no Shadow. Sorry. Ugh. There's no Dragon Isles. There's a lot of content that they're going to be able to do. So this is not going to be a flash in the pan mobile game unless people shit on it and it dies. As far as the monetization of it goes, like I said, you could pay for it. As far as mobile games go, it doesn't seem egregious. It does have like the industry standard stuff though. Like 12,000 gold for $125. This is Canadian dollars, mind you. It's not American dollars. This is just mobile industry standard. Like this is if you want to crack it out, if you want to whale out. You don't need to enjoy the game. I think total on this account, as you can see, I've beaten everything. Like this is the last normal stage, and now I'm on the heroic part of it. Blackrock Mountain, the level 26 Drakish. That's the last normal stage. I guess there's a Nixia too. Let's do it. Let's just go get our ass kicked. I beat this. I think within a week and a half, I beat the regular campaign. I think I spent $30, maybe $30. Well, you know what? There is one offer that like you have to get it or you're just screwed. We'll make a video on that offer because that's going to be important to know about. I don't know. I'm just excited for the game. Let's play this out. We're probably going to get absolutely ripped apart. Level 30 towers, and we can't even touch these towers. I haven't done the grind yet. I've just been playing like the PvE part. I like how they gave us 5 minutes for this instead of 3. The Whelplings, don't touch those Whelplings because we will never kill them. At level 30, we can drop a blizzard on them, but I bet they just roll us. Oof. You can see we're level 16. We're not meant to do this. We're going to get wrecked. You know what? I don't want to get embarrassed. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys are thinking about Warcraft Rumble in the comment section below. I'm super excited to play this game. I can't wait till it goes live and there's more people in the game, more people to hype it up and have fun with it. And I'm also very excited to see Asmongold's reaction to that because, you know, he's going to have words. It's going to be fun. Take care, guys.